Jen Zemich wants to know if there's any tartan you actually regret buying or designing. Or designing.
Okay, and we'll bring that Mac in for this one as well. If there's any you've done for yourself, I don't know if you've designed any, but you've bought and made kilts for yourself.
Well, designed is designing. It's still just continuing, go back and forth. Like none of them have made it from computer screen to actual material.
Okay, then I'll expand it this way. Any that we as a company have designed.
Okay.
So mine, the one that jumped to mind immediately for me was the Italian American tartan that I designed for a customer. I think Adam has a photo of that over there. There you go. The Italian American tartan was one where the customer was giving me, this is exactly what I want. So I was just the instrument to put his thoughts onto paper, so to speak. That's one I wasn't thrilled with the final design. There was an existing Italian national tartan, I think somebody did, that it's very, very close to that. And my interpretation of where to go with an Italian American tartan was very different. But I was hired to do a job. He wanted me to do the job. That's the job. So, that one, I don't like how it turned out. I tried to get him to register it, but he's like, no. You just go ahead and register. I'll just pay you to register it. It's like, I don't want my name on it, but that's fine. That would be the one that I'm kind of like, meh. There's actually probably some others as well, but I'll pass along.
Well, I'm curious to know about one that you designed and it was only you, so the buck stops with you.
Okay.
And remember, it's designed or purchased.
Okay. No. Okay. All right. Here, I'll give you one. Irish Heritage tartan. I designed the Irish Heritage tartan, and that was back at the same time I did American Heritage and German Heritage back in 2006-ish, 7, or maybe even earlier, maybe 5. And I designed it and registered it, 3 or 4 of them at the same time, or in close proximity, and then had a piece woven by Dog Leash, and the green that they used was hideous.
It's electric.
It was electric, boogie, woogie. And I literally I don't even know what the hell happened to that cloth.
I may know where a piece of it is.
Oh, we should not. Oh, Eric's like, good, we're going to put it in this clip.
Yeah, we're going to put it in this clip.
But that's one where we had that little piece woven, like a single 8-yard piece. And I hated it immediately. Didn't do anything with it for years. It eventually came back and said, "It's a good name. We should tweak this design and make it good." And then we designed what we now call the Irish Heritage tartan in polyviscose. And I went to the register and said, "Hey, I've tweaked the design. Here's the thread count, the proper thread count that's being woven." And they said, "You have to pay us to re-register it." And I said, "Okay, never mind." The Irish Heritage would be the one that I designed that was a failure.
So Irish Heritage Mark A.
Yes.
Irish Heritage
Part
Alpha.
A. Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
Okay.
How about yourself?
Well, I haven't designed any tartans.
But any that the company has designed. You can pick on me if you want.
Any tartans that you guys have designed that I don't like?
Yeah.
That
you regret that we did them.
I think we already discussed the fact that we were not too happy with how the state seal tartans did.
Yeah.
And I had nothing to do with that, but at the time, I don't know. I didn't know what to think at that time. I was too new with the company. Okay. So to have a gut feeling like, oh, this is not going to work, or this is, But over time, I was kind of like, yeah, they were designing with one hand tied behind their backs for this whole massive project. But that's hindsight.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't regret it, but I would never buy. I'd be loath to buy a lot of clan tartans again. The very first kilt I ever had when I started here was Thompson Gray, and I just I liked dark colors like that, and it seemed like a nice, elegant, simple one as my first ever tartan kilt. And I don't think I would do that again because there's other options that are much more interesting now. So I don't regret it, but I'm kind of like, it's like a baby's first tartan kind of a thing. It's kind of like, wow, I know a lot more now.
Sorry to the Thompsons. Understood. It's
They
not.
have
it
more
wasn't your
reason to
plain
like it
tartan.
than I
Yes,
do. You know?
Yes, there are much more interesting tartans. Maybe one representing the Pacific Northwest that may be announced soon.
If only we had a model to show that off.
Only.
be
If
good.
only there was a kilt, maybe somewhere in this room. We'll see. See what happens. Mac, what are your design?
I think the advantages that we have to any of this really is we have the advantages of swatch books.
yes.
That's
And-
a big, good point. Yes.
And there's one tartan I was considering that we got a sample of this week that I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't order that.
oh,
So
that one.
yeah, so it's one of those
Top
where
secret.
where we have that advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can hold out in certain cases and wait to see somebody else order it first, then we can look at things and go, yeah.
So to Mac, you are all just the penguin on the edge of the iceberg. He's going to push you into the water. So thank you for your service. Penguins.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, just a reminder, you can't order swatches
Yeah.
from us. If it is a tartan that is being woven, we will gladly get you a swatch or 2 or 6 if you're not sure.
With us
But
designing it, that's more
With
difficult.
us designing it, that doesn't happen. Neat.
That aside.
But the Irish Heritage that was one of the ones I first thought of. The other one that I would add to that would be American Heritage Antique.
Yeah. I have no idea
Yeah,
what you're
that
talking
was kind of. That didn't work out so good.
I love the idea, the
about. Concept was great.
and then
Execution.
just boom.
It was like American Heritage purple. It was like,
yeah. It was just the wrong gray.
Yeah.
So, indeed. Okay. enough talk about my failures. So you know what tartans don't suck? Our America 250 collection. We just dropped a brand new one, the Pacific Northwest tartan. It's the one that I'm wearing right here. Check it out at usakilts.com.